Stonewall, Greg, I'm responding to your comment, and then the latter half of this video will be answering to another friend. Yeah, the comment that was done by Watchman in regards Jesus was raised in the spirit. Listen to that statement. I think you're not catching what he's saying, and you're not answering it. If a spirit needs to be raised, then can a spirit die? That's the question. Okay, the Watchtower teaches that Jesus was raised as a phantom, like a spirit. Okay, two things with that, my friend. If that's the case, there's no hope for us. So your paradise is obsolete. It doesn't work. Okay, the resurrection of Jesus Christ is hope for us, that the body will be raised as a body. I'll prove it to you what Jesus said in Luke chapter 24, verses 39. Let's read what Jesus says. Okay, Luke chapter 24, verses 39, my friend. Here it is. They were startled and frightened. I'm reading it 37 through 39. They were startled and frightened, thinking they saw a ghost. He said to them, "Why are you troubled? And why do you doubt rise in your minds? Look at my hands and my feet. It's I myself. Touch me." Can you touch spirit? And see. A ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have. Bang. Luke chapter 24, verse 39. Look, man, it's dangerous to parade as a Christian, but yet to tamper with Jesus' resurrection. Resurrection is not resurrection unless it's resurrection in the body. Period. He hasn't answered that, and I just answered you that Jesus himself proved that he's flesh and bones. He said, touch me. Can you touch spirit? Can you see spirit? And please, I'm begging you, don't equate mankind, the life and the spirit and the soul, with household appliances. I did that for a long time. It's like a toaster being unplugged. The power is there. No, let me tell you how wacky that sounds. And with all due respect, my friend, and I appreciate your interaction. If I unplugged an appliance, the power is still there at the wall. If you're equating the electricity as a spirit, then the power is still at the wall. But in regards to spirit, the Bible says it goes back. I read it, Ecclesiastes 12:7. It goes back. So the electricity shouldn't be at the wall. It should be going back to the power supply company. So the whole line should be dead, and all that energy that's supposed to be at the plug should be at the power company. It should be just retracted and sitting there. No, see, it doesn't work. You cannot use that, because at that outlet at the wall, the power is still there. So in other words, if you're gonna equate our spirit to the electricity, then our spirit just hovers right above the body that's dead, laying flat. It just sits there waiting. You see, it doesn't make sense. So we have to be careful when we do that. And I just showed you what Jesus says about his resurrection. He was raised in the body. He's telling them, stop thinking like the Watchtower teaches. They thought, I think these people were Jehovah's Witnesses. They looked at him and they said they thought he was a ghost. He said, no, look at me. Resurrection is not resurrection unless it's raised in the body. Okay? Now I move on to my other friend. But thank you. I look forward to your comment on this. Let me find my good friend. Oh, it's in regards to James. rynsinnott1. Thank you, my friend, for interacting, and I appreciate your just kind of hunger to understand things, and giving me the opportunity to explain this. I want you to go to the word we're looking for in regards to temptation. Actually, the very first video that I was really motivated to do was to refute an Muslim guy that claimed he was ex-Christian, but he's saying, you see, Jesus is not God because in Matthew chapter 4 he was tempted. Well, let's look at that closely. Jesus answers that in Matthew chapter 4, by the way, but he snippets, took verse here and there, connected them, and said, you see, Jesus was tempted. Nobody will know. Nobody will know. It's like somebody accusing you, my friend, because you walk by a prostitute, and somebody, the way people will go, well, you see, he had something to do with the prostitute. No, you didn't. You just happened to walk by one. You understand? But the prostitute is there to tempt you with all the glitter, whatever they do. You see? But you see, these are two different entities. But Jesus explains that in James chapter 1. The word we're looking for is periazo. In Greek is periazo. The word tempt there is, it's an occupation given to the devil. You see, that's devil's occupation. If you look at Matthew chapter 4, this is where Jesus is led into the wilderness, and he's fasting, and then here's the devil tempting him. Okay. Of course, the end result, we see Jesus is clean. He never sinned. But if you look at Matthew 4:7, Jesus said unto him, it's written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord your God. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God, in King James. He's telling him it's useless. What are you doing this for? See, it rhymes. James echoes that in 1:13, I believe, in James 1:13 or so. He echoes that in saying that do not tempt your God. God cannot be tempted. Excuse me. Now, does that mean Jesus was tempted? You see, if you really look at it psychologically, we don't know. Nobody said, oh, Jesus was drooling. He almost took the bait, and then you see what I'm saying? No, he rebuked it. It was an annoyance to him. If Jesus didn't fail the temptation, then is it really the temptation? Was it? Then it becomes up to the person that's just bringing the cart of goodies in front of you. See, and then that's how Greek explains it. In Greek, it's on the tempter. It's an occupation. And the devil, he says, he goes out to entice and to tempt. That's what he does. Because he does that, does it mean that Jesus was with him in there? Jesus was a victim. So, and the Bible proves that he was never tempted. I mean, he was never. Temptation is not fully done, or if it's not fully successful unless the victim is trapped and he does something. So you have to understand what that means. So I appreciate you, man, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.